So a while back I purchased one of these Cayman Haswing trolling motors, and I said I would do a review on it to see how I liked it. They're pretty inexpensive. $600 buys you a pretty decent kit that has mounting plates and a 55 foot-pound trolling motor. Comes with remote control and a foot pedal, and pretty much all you gotta do is bolt it on, wire it in, and you're ready to go. I did use a trailer plug here on the deck. I just kind of bolted that in there, and it's just a heavy-duty trailer plug. I'll put a description of everything I used down below. I'll put a link where you can find all this stuff in case you want to build it like I did. The quick release plate is bolted to the nose of the boat. And it seems to be pretty stable. There's a pin. You can't really see it unless you look on the other side. I've got it locked on there, but you just pull that handle out and you can remove this whole thing. So pretty cool if you live in an area where you want to get this thing out of sight and take it in your garage, or maybe for storage, or get your top on. It removes pretty easy. Pretty cool. On top of it, there's a battery meter, which is pretty cool. So a quick glance, you can tell how much power you have left in your battery. The foot pedal is not wireless. I have it sitting down here on the floor. It is backlit, which is pretty cool. We'll turn it on here in a second, take a look at it, and it also has a battery meter to show you how much charge is on your battery. There's a couple complaints about this unit flopping down, and I will show you how I dealt with that when it's up in storage. Some people said if you hit some really hard bumps, it'll flop down into the water. I actually just tie mine off over here to this cleat, so when the whole thing's out of the water laying up, I just strap it to the cleat so that won't happen. So the pedal's a little bit different. You have to learn about it. Take a look here. So there's a place to ride your heel, which is pretty cool, and then there's a power button here in the center. So we're going to turn it on. Actually, I think we turned it. Yep, we turned it on. And then there's 5 buttons. So there's the power button, and then there's turn left, turn right, and then this one is a speed up and a speed down, and they have little pictures on them, like there's a turtle and a rabbit, a right arrow and a left arrow. You can't really see it. It's just starting to get dark. I tried to get out here in the water sooner, but I had other duties today and just couldn't get out here. But anyhow, once you turn it on, you just press the speed buttons and increase your speed, and you can see that there are different settings of speed. And as I press this, I can look at the display and at a very quick glance tell pretty much what speed I'm going. And then if we look up at the top, I'm going to press left on the foot pedal. You can see it turn left and right. I do want you to listen, and I'm going to speed this up, and you can kind of hear some humming. When I turn it to max speed, you can hear a little bit of humming, and it's actually echoing through the bow of the boat. The old trolling motor actually did this as well. It wasn't a Minn Kota. It was a motor guide. It was an older motor guide from maybe, I want to say 97, 98, but it was pretty quiet until you sped it up. So I'm going to say that the quietness of the motor that's in the water is very comparable to a higher end motor guide. And my motor guide was a 60, it was foot controlled, and at the time it was a pretty pricey unit. Once you slow down to about 5 or so, which is about where I troll, you really can't hear it at all, at least above water. Now, I don't know what kind of vibrations it's putting off in the water, but so far it doesn't seem to be affecting my fishing skills any, so not that they're that great to begin with. I do want you to listen to the speed of the motor as it turns, and this is what everybody complains, is the gearbox that's in here, you can hear very loud as you turn. So as you can see, I'm turning, but listen to that. It's quite noisy. So I guess if I had any complaints about this unit, that would be the only thing that I would complain about, but really I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think for the price savings that you can get on this unit as compared to a Minn Kota or any other major brand out there, I think that it's something I can deal with, and I really don't suspect that it's affecting my fishing any. Now, the other thing that's pretty cool is there is a remote, and the remote has a lanyard. You can hang it around your neck. It also has a clip. But anywhere in my boat, now my boat's only 16 feet long, but I can control this from the back, I can control it from the front, and as you can see, it's pretty responsive. It's not exactly, I have it upside down, it's actually snappy. Like when I press it, it's there. Not much delay time. Which is pretty cool. And you can also speed it up, slow it down, and turn it off from the remote as well. Actually, everything you can do from the foot pedal, you can do from the remote. So that's about it. I really don't have much more to say about it. I've been using it for a couple of weeks. It's been really reliable for me. It's worked well. It seems to be pretty stout. I am going to fold it up and show you what I mean by the positioning of where people say it bounces out. It got kind of dark, so I've brought the boat back to my garage, and I do want to point out some of the issues that people are talking about. And what they're saying is the end sits in a cradle here, and that's what locks it in position. But when you're bouncing the bow of your boat, this whole thing starts bouncing sometimes. And allegedly, I have not had it happen to me, but it'll come out of this cradle, and then the whole thing collapses, and then you have potential of ruining your trolling motor. So what I've done to prevent that is I just do a little bit of a tie, and I just tie it down to the front cleat here. That way it can't bounce. It's not going to bounce out of the cradle, and it seems to solve the problem. I've actually hit some pretty big wakes and hit some bumps on the road, and really haven't had any issues. So there you have it, a relatively fast review on the Cayman Haswing. I think it's a pretty good unit. Overall, it seems pretty stout. The shaft feels like it's some type of metal, maybe aluminum. The bottom I originally thought was composite, but I'm not too sure about that, as a magnet sticks to it. I had a magnet light that stuck to it. It's pretty stout. Seems like it's all sealed up. It's a pretty clean unit once you kind of bolt it on and take care of your wiring. It's not too messy. I do wish that the foot control was wireless. They may have a wireless foot control, I do not know, but it's still a lot better than fighting the balky cables that I had on here before. So if you're looking for a trolling motor and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you want something with all the bells and whistles that the big guys have, look for one of these Haswings. I'll put a link in the description on where I bought mine as well. I think I paid like $550 or $600 for the whole kit and caboodle, and that came with everything you see. So not a bad deal. Take a look at it. It might be something you're interested in. I don't know. Is it worth it? I think it is.